Want more Marvel? Digging DC? Looking for the latest in nerd news? We got it all and more. This is
Distant Nerding.
We're talking about anything pop culture, movies, music, food, wrestling, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. The Distance Nerding podcast celebrates all things you nerd out on. More nerd news, less nerd negativity. Each week, join Young Phil and John Mez 5000 as they discuss what's new in the nerd world and get your voice heard in the Facebook group, The Distance Nerdington Post. Grab some tacos, hold on to your butts, and strap in for the ride. You are now listening to Distance Nerding.
Hey, sorry, everybody out there in internet land. Every time I see that, I'm always in the mood for tacos. I need to remind myself to bring a plate of tacos here before the show, because every time I see that. How are you doing? We need to apologize. Go ahead, Ezra. You can tell them, since you're the technical guy.
I am sorry, everyone. We were 10 minutes late today. The computer that lets us host everything, like put up cameras, everything, was having a brain fart today.
What's up, Kevin? Yeah, we came in an hour, or he came in an hour early. I came in half an hour early to resolve all of our issues that I was having last week with technical issues. We come in and be prepared, and 10 minutes before show, the main computer decides to have a mental fart. And then, like, I couldn't even host it off of mine. I was like, well, let's just do it off mine. He's like, I can't. We're the host computer. So we apologize. We're sorry.
I'm sorry, everyone.
So how's it been otherwise?
Pretty good, actually. Kyber Cave's moving to more manufacturing here pretty soon. I'm not sure if you want to more reiterate on that.
I am very, very excited. Kyber Cave has a new home. Distance Nerding in the house. What up, Philippe? We are going to be moving to Vacaville. Our main headquarters is going to be Vacaville. We're going to be doing manufacturing. We're going to be making lightsaber hilts. We're going to be installing them and making Kyber Cave brand sabers. But our storefront, which we are currently in right now, which we currently have, we are closed down except for Sundays. If you are wanting to be part of the Saber team, we are meeting here for Sundays, but it is not Saber Battle. So it's not like Saturday night battles where you're just coming out to have fun. This is for people that are serious about sabering, want to learn more, and are perhaps interested in traveling with the team to compete against other people. So that's Sunday night. But the storefront will be opening up hopefully in about another month or two.
We'll see.
We shall see. And you'll be at boot camp at that time.
Oh, that's actually what I was going to say next. Unfortunately, on June 21st, I will no longer be on Saber Rattle or possibly on the Kyber Cave team. I will be at Marine Boot Camp.
Yeah, you are going to boot camp to serve our country in the Marines. That's going to make a man out of you.
Absolutely.
You thought standing on a ladder putting up pops was a pain in the butt. Wait till the Marines get a hold of you.
A boot camp. What is this, Canada?
Yeah. All right. So, hey, we have our flow of the show is always brought to us by the spectacular James Kaiser, fantastic flow artist, one of the OGs in the community. He finds incredible artists for us every single week, and we have an extra special treat this week. Do you know what our special treat is, Ezra?
Our special treat is our flow of the show actually is coming on to talk about what he does.
He's getting to introduce himself. Yay! We've never had a flow art. I mean, other than James, because James is part of the show, and he's the only one that's ever really got to like talk about it or set it up or anything like that. So, with no further ado, did we lose everybody? Do we got everyone?
We have everyone.
With no further ado, please bring up Mr. Grady Magee off low for the show.
How's it going?
What is up, Grady?
Not a whole lot. This time I don't have to be up for work so dang early tomorrow morning, so I can do this.
Woohoo! Hey, so we have a clip. I personally have not seen the clip yet. I like to be excited for the show. But do you want to tell us anything about it, or do you want to say anything about what it is you do in general?
Yeah, well, first of all, I did grab the saber that I've used in this last video here. This is a 7 chambers hilt that was customized by Ethan Chesser of Eclipse Saber Design. Awesome install. It's a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Love this one. Gives me some fun moves. But also, really, what I really wanted to say is, like, thank you guys for giving such a really cool platform for all of the Saber folk, all of the cosplay folk, everybody out here. It's been really, really cool to see what you guys have been doing. And really, that's the biggest thing that I wanted to say. It's awesome what you guys are doing for everybody, especially showcasing flow artists, because, everybody sees us posting our art and doing our thing, and not everybody really knows, half the time knows what to do with it. They think it looks cool. They think it is useless in combat, but it's actually really fun. It's a good workout, but it's just a really good way to just kind of lose yourself, do your thing. Because not all of us have, a really awesome sidekick like Mike Starwalker has just a handful of like amazing choreo people, because they got to keep up with him, and he's just like pretty much it as far as like doing what you're doing with sabers and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't really have anything specific with this particular like set of videos, but it's just kind of a compilation of some of the stuff I've been doing since I got this new saber. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I mean, I think that Mr. Art should be jumping out and doing some flow of his own sometime, because
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Man, I'm a long way to get to where you guys are at, and I want to say, first off, thank you. We're not worthy. Like, when we started the show during the pandemic as a way to keep our storefront's name alive when we had to keep the show, store lockdown, and we've just met amazing people. And ever since Kyber Cave started, I've always loved watching flow artists. It's absolutely mesmerizing to me. I'm just excited that we have a platform to get to show off incredible people like you. So, Mr. Ezra, do we have a clip of Mr. Grady?
Oh, we do. Let's roll it.
my God, that is absolutely amazing.
Agreed. I'm speechless after that.
How much of that can you do, Ezra?
Maybe the Obiani. That's about it.
Yeah, and that's why, like, when he was saying that, some people don't see how it's related to combat. I don't see, maybe there isn't a direct correlation, right? Other than unless you were on a George Lucas set and you had the Force, you're not going to be doing a lot of those spins and twirls in a fight, right? But I look at it kind of like, how they say like football players will take ballet classes. You know what I mean? It adds more to the form and the grace of your strikes and swings. If you understand the balance of your weapon and where it is in space and time at all times, I think, as a fighter, it would give you more skills. What do you think, Tony? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I lying? Tell me. All right. So we are a little bit behind schedule. So I think we should we, is there anything we need to, am I missing anything? I always rely on my director to let me know if I'm missing anything before we get
You're
into.
not missing anything just yet.
Not just yet.
Not just yet.
All right. So I want to once again thank Mr. James Kaiser and Mr. Grady Magee for that fantastic flow of the show. But the next person we have, see, it says it's useful in our rule set. See, so flow can apply. The next guest that we have, I am very excited about because in all the fantastic artists, this is what, show 53 or 54? Something like that?
I think 53.
53. This is the first person we've had on that's here to talk about choreography. So we've had flow artists on here before, but as you know, flow and choreography are not the same things at all. They are two different art forms. It's kind of like, just because you can paint doesn't mean you're excellent with charcoal and chalk.
Exactly.
So our next guest comes by way of Mr. Tony Negron. He is the one that told me about this next gentleman. So I'm going to learn about him just like you are. Please give it up for Mr. Mike Starwalker.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Life is beautiful. Life is good.
All right.
So tell me about yourself. How you been keeping yourself busy with this quarantine? Are you guys where you're at? Are you coming out of quarantine, or are you guys still in quarantine?
We're actually coming out of it right now. Everything in Texas is opened up and about back to it. A lot of people have got vaccinated, so we're almost at 100% again. So
wonderful. So why don't you tell me and tell everybody else a little bit about what you do now? And I mentioned too at the beginning, I don't know if you heard the introduction, but a lot of times people think of flow and choreography as being kind of interchangeable things, but to me they're very different art forms. They have their own kind of rule set and their own ways of thinking. So maybe you can explain to people what it is you do and what's the difference.
Well, choreography is always planned. I feel like with flow, you can plan it, but I think a lot of that is just them feeling it out with the movements they already know, all the spins they know, and they can just cycle through. I mean, they can plan it like choreography, but mostly what I do is like focused on like fighting choreography, not just like flow choreography.
Right. And what got you interested in fighting choreography?
Saber Guild.
Saber Guild. Okay.
It's a nonprofit organization that raises money for charity with lightsaber choreography performances.
Wonderful. You're a member of Saber Guild, or?
Yes.
Okay. So and Saber Guild is a Lucas endorsed group, is it not? Or
Yep. All the costumes they wear are approved by Lucasfilm.
Wonderful. And are you a cosplayer as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about your choreography. What exactly is it, or what is it that you do? Obviously, one of the big differences is choreography denotes having a partner of some sort, whereas with flow, that's something you can do completely by yourself.
Yeah. So I try to hit like all the ranges of choreography with swordplay. We've even done steel, but I like to reenact exactly like what's in the movie, like hit like exactly the same way they do it. But then I also like to make my own choreography. But I like to know what they did in the movie because I base my own choreography. I use that as kind of an influence, but we want to do it exactly like them before we want to go on and branch off into our own thing. Like to me, that's like the classical form for lightsaber choreography, what you see in the movies.
Right.
I like to go in and use that, but then like take it into incorporate all kinds of other swordplay. I've done choreography with long steel swords and sword and shield. And I like to blend all those things together when I do my choreography, or alter it to what the fight needs. If like I'm using specific characters, if we have a fight with Luke, I'm gonna fight in the style that we saw him in the movies. Mix in a little bit of that form we saw in the Mandalorian.
Right. So when you're doing these things, is it with Saber Legion, or is it like you and a group of buddies?
Yeah, it's anybody I can find in San Antonio. I always say it on my IG page, like, you're in San Antonio, let me know, and we'll meet up and practice.
Wow, there's a lot in San Antonio. We met Ray Fleet from Texas Custom Sabers is out there in San Antonio.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there, huh?
Yeah, a lot in Texas. There's actually like 3 different Saber Guild groups in Texas.
Wow. Okay. So when you do these choreographies, is it like you and one other person typically, or are there group choreographies when you've created your own like fight scenes? Do you have multiple people?
It just depends on who's there. For Saber Comp, lightsaber competition we just participated in this last season, I got to have 4 people in there. So at one point I had all 4 people fighting at the same time, but it's all just like who I have at the moment that has the time. We just kind of like squeeze, because this isn't our day job yet. So like everybody that's got the time, like, come on, let's come out, let's make a video. Like,
right. And yeah, I mean, and that's a great place to kind of segue in, is you were talking about being a day job. Is this something that could be like, we've interviewed many people that, they went to the con for the first time and made a costume themselves, and so many people liked it that it actually turned into kind of a career path. But do you get phone calls from people saying, hey, I want you to perform here, or I want you to come down here and perform?
Actually, yeah, recently I just got a call to do a lightsaber like choreography class in San Angelo, and they're gonna have me perform a little bit and teach a bunch of people how to do saber combat. And then a couple of fan films have also reached out to me to like help choreograph their fight scene.
Wow, that's incredible. And this is just based on the videos that you were doing, correct? How does everybody know you?
Well, I have we've been working on a YouTube really hard, our Instagram, we even got a TikTok going. That's like the main platforms I try to get seen on, and I just try to put it out there. If people want me to come help out, I'm always down. I love doing this. I love setting up the fights, making it look cool and everything.
Right. And how long have you been doing this? Like, is this something, a lot of times we hear about people that, talking about, always loving Star Wars since they were a little kid. And I could see this being a direct correlation. Everybody wants to be Vader. Everybody wants to be Luke. How did this all start for you?
Well, yeah, since I was 6 years old, like Luke Skywalker, man, all the way. Like that's what I wanted to be. Had like lightsaber fights with my dad, with the little shootout ones, just like trying to imitate what he did and everything. But I didn't really like get serious and learning into it till I came to move to San Antonio, and I met Saber Guild, and I'm like, I saw them perform live at a con, and then I was just like, wow, like that's amazing. Like I want to learn how to do that. Like, because I never really thought it was a thing people did,
Right.
And I saw them, and I was just like, wow, that's amazing. Then I joined the group. I learned the whole number system and everything, and then from there I was like, oh man, with this number system, like you can learn fights that you see in the movies, like, oh, I see he's like here, that's a 5, that's a 6. And then from there, like reenacting fights, and then once I learned all those, I was like, okay, now I want to like make some choreography now that I like, you know, have felt what those actors did, you know.
Right.
Choreographers.
And what do you think sets your choreography apart from, like, say, some of the other ones that you see online? Some of them, you know, obviously there are some, you know, that we gravitate towards. They're just so exciting to watch, and some of them, you know, that, you know, people are doing a good job. They're trying their best, but it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't have that same appeal. What do you think sets a good choreography apart from, you know, one that's maybe mediocre?
I think it's all in how you perform it. Like you could do the simplest like up, down, down, but if you're really selling it like God, like that's gonna people are gonna be like, whoa, that's way more interesting than just like
Right.
You know, it's all in like the performance. And a lot of the times, yeah, you want to do cool, like intricate things, but not at the expense that you're gonna have to be like careful and like think through it. Like you always just want to like, you know, sell it. It's all about the selling it for me, like the theatrical part of it.
Right. And when you do your choreographies and such, are they like, I would imagine because of the amount of energy and intensity it takes, they can't be long scenes, right? Like maybe a minute to a couple minutes, or like have you had longer stage fights?
Yeah, the longest stage fight I did was with my buddy Mike Skykiller, and we did at a con live all the way through, no cuts, the entire Obiani minus, you know, the rope swings, but we just went right into the next fight. So that was like the starting point. But yeah, that's like the longest fight I've done live. But when you're filming, you can do it in takes, you know. Sometimes we like to do really long takes.
Right.
Sometimes I've done like minute long takes in filming, but like you know, you can always just do like 15 seconds and just make it like really intense, catch your breath in the next 15 seconds and keep it up.
Right. Because a lot of people don't realize how much energy it takes when you're, you know, it's full body movement. You're not just swinging your arms around. You've got your legs, your torso, your feet placement. It's almost like dancing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And a lot of the times, like, I like to throw in choreography where we're dodging and attacking at the same time. So, like, sometimes I'll be jumping and swinging at the same time or ducking and swinging. So, it's a great full body workout.
Wow. And do you find it difficult for people to kind of keep up with you? Like, are you more athletic than a lot of the other people, or there are a lot of people that are able to do these fantastic scenes with you?
It just like because I've just worked with all sorts of people. I've worked with dancers, professional night reenactors that do like the steel. They get in the armor, and like it just depends. Like if they're new and they're not like, you know, their day job isn't like physically fit. Yeah, it takes them a little longer to like learn the system and everything, but that's normal. It always takes people a bit to like, you know, get familiar with like how to move with a sword.
Right.
But yeah, some people are athletic, like some people just get it immediately, and it just depends on you know, what your previous training is like, what you've done.
Right. And do you guys like get together and practice so that you know, when events come up that, you know, you have like you know, event, you know, scenes in your pocket already, or you know, do you specifically craft scenes for events that are coming up?
Actually both. With Saber Guild, we're about to have 4 standard fights. Right now we have 3 standard fights. Everybody knows, and they know both sides of the fight. So we can go to a con. It doesn't matter who can show up. Everybody knows these 3 fights. We can switch them out. And then, but also if we have enough time to plan, yeah, maybe like me and Mike, the other Mike that I fight with a lot, will like learn a really intricate fight and do it for that con as well, while other people are doing the standard fight, or they might have fights that they worked for the con too. So
Right.
Like to be prepared.
And is there anything that you're kind of like known for when you do your choreography?
I think right now, mostly people know me for reenacting the prequel fights, like exactly how they're doing it. That seems to be what I get like the most comments on, I guess. But like we've done a lot of our own choreography as well, like for SaberCon. But I guess that would be because I don't know of any other people that are reenacting the prequel fights like exactly how they did it.
Right. And how do you do that when, like, obviously when you're watching the scenes in the movies, not all of the angles really lend themselves to giving you, the best view of what that slash looks like or that block looks like. Do you kind of like, what are you looking for? Are you looking at their body language and trying to figure out where the saber would be in relation to how their, back is arched or their arms are held? How do you work through those?
It's actually not as hard as it sounds because like when you can't really see when it's just so close up, it's like this.
Right.
You can't really tell like what's happening, but what I keep track of is the flashes. So like if the flash is here, then I know that he's blocking here, and you can tell if his arms are up like this, he's blocking inverted or regular. So it's just kind of like when it gets close up like that, you got to really base it on the flashes.
Wow. That's amazing. So I'm sure that you've had to watch all these movies multiple times in slow motion.
Oh yeah. YouTube just play it over and over, slow motion. Yeah, and we'll pause on the hit to make sure, like, okay, was that a 3? Yeah, that was a 3.
Right. And when you go to these events, can people tell the difference? Like, if you're doing the Obi Annie fight, like, do people know you're doing the Obi Annie, or do they just assume it's like just some fight that you're doing?
Only the fans with the high IQs know. Only the fans, yeah. Some people, and I'll test people on IG and TikTok a lot. I'll be like, guess what this fight is, and a lot of people get it. A lot of people will joke around and be like, Hawkeye, like, and just, it's all good.
Right. So for the most part, people are just impressed with the moves. They're not really, you get called out by like family. Has anybody ever called out like, hey, that's not the move. You're supposed to go behind your back.
No, not for the movie stuff. No, because we when we post it, I'll put the movie clip right next to it so people can see we're doing exactly what they're doing. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't had anyone tell me like, no, that's wrong because the picture's right, the proof is right there.
Right. The proof is in the pudding. Do you see, or have you ever heard of? Because obviously, when you get to certain levels of what you're doing, obviously, if you're really good at choreography, other good choreographers from all around the country and all around the world. Do you see this as being something that like somebody really could go on tour and travel and do shows all over the country?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I see in the comments right here, Tony's saying about School of Saber Fighting. They're professional. They teach the prequel style fights, and they have their own school. It's professional. They do live performances all the time. They're professionals at it. They've made that their living.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing. So you're familiar with the School of Saber Fighting in Moscow. You've seen that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're awesome.
Okay.
They just go, and you should watch their fights too, because like they have like a kind of a flow going too a lot in their fights. Like they'll do a hit, and then they'll do just like a bunch of like saber just going everywhere. It's beautiful,
Right. I have seen like little video clips. I don't even know what it was on, but I had seen that. I know that that's something Tony and I had been talking about. They're very, very cool. But now, how does that translate to what you're doing? Like, do you have people that like you teach this? Is there an interest here in the United States like there is there in Moscow?
I think so. It just hasn't fully come to fruition yet. Well, I'm about to teach in San Angelo. That'll be the first time I'll be teaching professionally, but usually we just teach people that want to come and join Saber Guild and help raise money for charity, and we teach them those basic fights and how to get started with the number system and everything. But I haven't taught like that before.
And when you go to this new teaching assignment, is it strictly choreography, or are you also doing like for instance, we get a lot of the Saber Legion fighters or Lightspeed fighters that come out to Kyber Cave. Are you going to be teaching that type of skill as well, or is it strictly choreography?
I'm teaching just choreography. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
But
How do you how do you feel about that as your first time? I guess as an instructor, you've done this for Saber Legion, but now this will be with the group of fresh new students, right?
Saber Guild. But yeah. This is gonna
I'm
be
sorry.
like it's gonna just be like kids. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. They even want to do like me do a little show, and like before on, I might do like a little flow kind of thing, to get people hyped. They're gonna have like a cool like projector background, so it should be a lot of fun. And then the kids will get to perform after that and show what they learned. So
Right. I see. Kyber Cave has existed here almost for 3 years as a retail and storefront, and I've seen a lot of changes, especially since COVID. I'm seeing a lot of these, the Saber schools popping up all over the country, and it seems that there's more and more excitement hitting the mainstream for sabering in general. Hopefully, we'll see more flow artists out there and more choreographers. It sounds like if you were being offered a teaching position, that is kind of growing for choreographers.
oh yeah, I think it's getting more and more popular, and like it's just it's getting around, and it's like what I teach too. Like I don't want to just limit it to just lightsabers. Like I'm teaching them a base that they can do any style of sword fighting from that. Like
Right.
once you know like where to attack, where to defend, then you can just alter it with the style. Like if you want to go fencing, one hand, it's still the same points. That you're aiming for.
Right. And did you get these strictly from what you learned with the Saber Guild, or have you taken like fencing classes or different martial arts classes or anything like that yourself?
I've taken I learned from Saber Guild, and I've also gotten the chance to work with Stephen White, which was one of the first pioneer Americans that started stage combat with
Wow.
fencing. Yeah, like he was a fencer, and he was asked to like, oh, can you help us like set this fight scene for Romeo and Juliet? We don't know what we're doing, and from a fencer, he like started to build the structure of like the number system and everything of how to fight. So I got the chance to work with him and set a Romeo and Juliet fight scene on some dancers, and that was really fun.
Wow. So would you do that? It sounds like, I know you said you use different types of weapons and materials and stuff like that, but would you take say a scene from Romeo and Juliet or an old swashbuckling movie and throw some lightsabers in there?
Oh no, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we've done that a few times. The Avengers game, the End Game with Hawkeye, and that I'm not sure the guy, but he's like, there's like a little sword fight katana scene.
Right.
You translate it to lightsabers. If I see a fight that like really inspires me, I'm like, yeah, like let's put some lightsabers on it. Let's do it.
Right. And so what happens in your mind? Are you watching the movie? Like, are you able to even enjoy a movie, or are you like breaking shots down as you're watching it and like, well, if I was to do that, how would I do it?
Well, yeah, I can watch the movie, but then like if there is a cool fight scene, I'm like, I have to see that again. I want to know what they did,
Right.
I'm always like learning. I'm always picking from like stuff that I'm like, wow, that was good. I'm gonna learn what they did, and then I'm gonna see where I can apply it to my choreography if it's the right place for it.
Do you think for yourself, do you have a preference between doing like known choreographies or making your own? And then a side question is, of the known choreographies that you do, whether it's Star Wars or anything else, do you have a favorite one that you like to perform?
Now we used to like learning the choreographies, or I used to like reenacting choreographies more because I don't know, I just like couldn't think of stuff like as cool as that, so I really enjoyed like learning exactly what they did. But now I like doing my own choreography better, like coming up with stuff with a friend, like making something really cool with the knowledge we've gained from that.
Right.
You do those fights so many times, it's like eventually it's not boring, but it's like it doesn't have that same like thrill that you're doing. when
Right,
you
right,
first
right.
learn it. But my favorite reenactment I've done was, man, that's a hard one. I like almost anything from the prequels. Like a lot of Anakin stuff is what I've been vibing with, that Form 5 style. But I've been I've been enjoying our own choreography a little more now. It's just like a little more satisfying because we're just like layering it, like we've done the prequel fights so many times. Like now we're trying to like add on to it and make it like, even more exciting than it was,
Right, right, right. And so I hear you talk about the different forms, Makashi and Form 5, the different forms. Do you feel it's that adds, like, okay, if I want to learn the Obi Annie fight, right? Is it better for me to learn the different forms as well so that I'm more fluid in that fight? Or, is it fine just to do the fight?
Just learn the fight. The forms are for like, if you want to learn the forms, that's for if you want to choreograph a fight, like, and have these Jedi and Sith be using these forms. But if you want to learn a fight from the movie, in the movies, everybody uses every form.
Right.
I'll argue that great. Everybody does all the same moves. So you can't be like, oh, Dooku only uses Makashi. No, he doesn't. He's literally like this with Anakin mocking him doing the same form in episode 2, with the lights off.
Right.
So, I mean, it's everybody knows every form. To me, it's like the forms are more what you're good at. Like if, Dooku uses Makashi, he's just really good at being efficient with the, Makashi blade work. Obi-Wan is Sarisu. He's a master at Sarisu. That's basically saying like he's a really good, defense, and he knows how to, get the opening and get in there. Not to say that he wouldn't use Form 5 if the fight called for it.
Right. So you can get away with not necessarily having to know that, because I noticed that you were, using those different terminologies when you were talking about these fighters.
Yeah. If you want to learn a fight from the movie, like I have tutorials on a lot of them now. Like just like learn the choreography, and then later on you can realize like, oh, this was kind of like Form 5 in this section, and then here he's using Sarisu, and then you'll understand later because everybody uses every form in the movies.
Right. And you were just talking about having tutorials. You have tutorials online that people can check out.
Yeah, I got tons of tutorials. We've covered like a lot of the movie fights now. We got almost all the sections of Annie Obi. We got some Ahsoka Maul from Clone Wars. We got Annie Obi. We got all the Attack of the Clones fights minus the CGI Yoda. I can't do that yet. So
working up to it, right?
Yeah. We try to go to the gym and start. We're working on our flips and everything.
And that is an interesting question. Like, is parkour anywhere a part of what you do with choreography, or is that kind of a separate thing?
Oh yeah, well, if I have someone that can do a flip, I'll put it in the choreography. Like if it's easy for them, aerial, flip, butterfly. I love doing that, like setting that up, like getting the thing just right, and then they go right into the flip and dodge the attack.
Right.
I'll put it in. Yeah. Our last thing we did for Saber Comp, we had this guy that came, Transcend Sabers, and he came in for 3 days, and I set him up with some choreography, which usually I like to have more time, but he did great. He's a gymnast, so we had him like jump off and do a front flip like right into the fight.
Right. Wow, that must be fun.
Yeah.
To get to flex your creativity with people that like have the athletic skill to do some of the things that you've been wanting to do.
Yeah. Like if they can do something, like I'm gonna put it in. I'll make it flow. Like we'll
going. So on that note, then I'm obviously you're saying you're filming these too. You're also, I don't know if you have a background in film or you're kind of learning as you go, but you're obviously learning how to direct and how to make even a short movie.
Yeah. I don't have a background in film, but again, that's kind of why we were studying the prequel fights, because we're also working to get the exact same angles they had in the movies. So again, that's also a good learning tool to like show you like the best way to film fights, you know, because we've already done that with multiple movie fights, you know, finding the right camera, and then we just carry that knowledge we learned from doing it exactly how they did it to when we make our own.
Right. Well, I am excited. I wanted to check out some of your videos. Where exactly can people find, like, you talked about your tutorials. If people wanted to find out more information about Saber Legion in general, like maybe they wanted to join one if they don't live in San Antonio or something like that, where can people get some more of your information there, Mike, and find out more about what you're doing?
Well, Saber Guild, you can go to saberguild.org.
Sorry. I kept saying Saber Legion. I apologize.
Yeah, people keep mixing those. Very different, very different. You show up
Right.
and you'll get whacked, or you're gonna kill people and they're not gonna be ready for it. You know, very different things. Oh yeah, right there. We got the link in the chat right there. So that's Saber Guild. You can find out if there's one near you. They're all over the world. There's ones in Italy, like everywhere, man. So
wow.
And if there's not, if you're really serious about it, you can contact them and you can start it yourself.
Beautiful. Okay.
Because I mean, these guys are real Jedi. They're going around raising money for charity, you know, trying to help people, you know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then my stuff is on it's my name, Mike Starwalker, on YouTube, IG, and TikTok. You can find and I got all the tutorials on YouTube. We got little fight clips always on TikTok and IG, and we got our big battles, our big fan films all on YouTube.
Okay, excellent. And that's all under Mike Starwalker.
Yeah, Mike Starwalker, any platform. Yeah.
There we go. Woohoo! Our director is on it. Thank you, Ezra. Mike, is there anything you want to let people know? What do you have coming up this next year as we're coming out of COVID? We've got cons starting to open back up. What do you have on the schedule?
Well, watch out for we just did a thing with fixing Disney Star Wars. And no offense to sequel fans here, but you know, some people like the sequel, some people didn't. These guys had the motivation they want to do the sequels their own way, which I think is cool. Like if someone wanted to do the prequels again, I'd be like, all right, let's see it. Like that'd be great.
All right.
Redo the original trilogy. I don't care. Like it's all Star Wars. Like I'll love to see like your take on it. Like maybe it will be cooler. You know, you've had years to think about it. Like, you know,
right.
Anyway, they're re-editing the sequel trilogy, and they had me and my boy Mike Skykiller set a fight for Luke versus Kylo, because the one in the movie he's you know, just like kind of dodging and stuff.
Right.
What they want, their image of it was they wanted like Luke to actually be there fighting with him, you know.
Right. Ooh.
We made a fight. We based it on he asked us to do like a prequel style, but we wanted to do prequel style, but still keep in mind, like, you know, how Luke and Kylo move and how, you know, their fighting style we've seen earlier in the sequels. Well, Kylo. So yeah, that's a big thing coming up. We filmed that in a green screen studio, and they're gonna be like CGI in our faces to look like the actors and everything. So that could be pretty cool. And they're doing all 3 movies. So
wow. And where's that going to be?
Look up Fixing Disney Star Wars on YouTube.
Fixing Disney Star Wars. Okay.
Yeah, they're on IG and TikTok as well. But yeah, they're you know, slowly chucking along. They're getting a lot of cool VFX artists on it, a lot of cool sound artists. Kyber Phonics is going to be on there.
Wow.
Visuals. Yeah, so they're getting like the, you know, everybody they can find to just like.
Yeah, fan films nowadays aren't like what they used to be.
Yeah, people go all out. They're like, I want this thing to look good. Yeah.
Right. Well, Mike, I want to thank you for being on with us tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you go and check out Mike's tutorials if you want to see some of the cool choreography that he does, learn some of the tricks. Make sure to do them safely. Safety first. Safety is very important. Yeah, and make sure to check out your Instagram and your Instagram Oh my God, I'm blinking out.
It's all good.
Your Instagram, your YouTube, and your is it Twitter?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's the one. All right, Mike. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man.
You have a beautiful evening. I'm gonna go check those videos out.
All right, you too, man.
Take it easy. All right, Ezra. Oh my goodness, my brain is just like not working. That is absolutely amazing. Do you like choreography? Are you into choreo?
A little bit, not so much saber fighting choreo. I've done choreo with like plays and stuff.
Right. And then we have the HEMA group that was in here as well. So, whether you're into swords or into sabers, there's all different kinds of. There is some. Oh, that's Dawn behind you. I was like, dude, there's somebody behind you right now. Yeah. Yeah. For those that don't know, typically the store is open on Friday nights, but we are closed right now because we're converting and going into the warehouse. So it was just weird to see somebody behind Ezra's shoulders.
Man, it was weird seeing them pull up and go underneath the gate. I was like, "Who? Oh my gosh, it's Dawn." Okay.
All right. Do we have anything? We did our flow. Do we have anything before we get into this incredible, fantastic interview?
Nope. Unfortunately, we don't have a tick for the show. Or what's ticking this week?
I really hate the name of that segment. That is the worst name. But at any rate, okay. What is not the worst name, though, is the cosplay of the day. This artist that is coming on right now, like I said, I was very excited about. I happened to be going through one of the Facebook cosplay groups that I was on, and I specifically remember seeing her face because of the color that she had. And then I went into our Saber Rattle group to tell Phoenix that she needs to check this person out, and she was booked for the show like that week. So it is absolutely amazing. I am very, very excited to find out about Miss Amelia Guard.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hello. How are you tonight?
I am so excited to be here.
And I am excited to have you here. You've been waiting so patiently.
It's a good show, though. It wasn't hard to wait.
Oh, thank you. You rock. So I want to ask you, well, first off, tell us about your cosplay, what you do. Do you do just one character? Do you do multiple characters?
Yeah, so I started a TikTok last year because I didn't really have any Star Wars friends. So I was hoping to find some through there. And then once I got into Star Wars TikTok, I found the cosplay community, and it kind of just went from there. It was really close to Halloween, so I actually started making an Ahsoka costume in preparation for Halloween.
Ooh.
And then I just kind of fell into making a bunch of other stuff, like face paint and different characters from the Clone Wars. And yeah, my face paint is the favorite part.
So I wanted to ask you on the Ahsoka one, you have like her head, what are they called? Mandrels, I think.
Mandrels on the top, yeah.
Right. Did you make that?
I did make that. I have it right here. It's actually just made out of like upholstery foam in there, you can see.
Okay.
But yeah, I hand sewed it all because I didn't have a sewing machine at the time, so it took a long time.
And so at this point, I'm guessing this wasn't your first time trying to do, had you done costuming before?
No, I never have. Never.
Wow, this was your first attempt?
Yeah, I just started about a year ago.
Wow, that is absolutely
I learned so much from the Star Wars Facebook group that I was in. Like the people in there, they helped me out so much getting started.
Oh, that's very cool. So you started with Ahsoka. Were you have you always been like a Star Wars fan, or is that why you started there, or why did you start with Ahsoka?
Well, I've loved Star Wars since I was super young, like 8 years old, and maybe when I was about 10, the Clone Wars movie came out, and from the moment I saw Ahsoka, I loved her so much, and then I followed her through the TV series, and she became my favorite character and somebody that I always looked up to. And I always wanted to be like her. So I figured like Halloween, before I made my headpiece, you know, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. It was during the pandemic and quarantine and everything. So I was like,
Right.
I'm going to make it. I'm just going to make it.
So cool. So you made this costume, and then did you right away decide like I want to do some other characters, or did you say, you know, I'm going to work on this one a little? Like, what was your next thought process?
I don't know. Making the first Ahsoka costume I did, it took a long time, and for a while it was like I was focused on that and nothing else. But then once I, you know, found new friends in the TikTok community and everything, I got new ideas, and I guess I really just like tried a bunch of stuff until I found, you know, other things that work for me and that I like to do, like the face paint for Darth Maul and
Right.
Senator Chuchi. Like, I just tried their face paint to see if I liked it, and then it stuck, I guess.
Now that was something I wanted to ask you about. Okay, so the picture that we have on our ad, you have a blue face on there, and I was saying that I had seen you in a different group, and what caught my attention was like, I remember the first thing I thought when I saw that picture was, oh my god, I could not be at a con all day without like wanting to like itch my face or like rub my nose or something. How do you not do that when you have like all this fantastic makeup on?
I don't know. I mean, I've been wearing normal makeup for a while, so I guess it's just kind of in the back of my head, like, don't rub your face like that, you know?
Right.
The face paint I use is water-based, so if I even touch my face in the slightest, it's all over my hands, so I kind of have it in the back of my head. Don't keep the hands away from the face.
Right. Well, and that's got to be hard, right? Because I'm sure, especially as a cosplayer, well, you know, maybe not after the pandemic, but before the pandemic, people would want to come and give you a hug, right? And you'd have to be like, no, don't get too close to my face.
Right, yeah.
So what other characters have you do you have a huge assortment?
It's pretty fair right now. I just introduced like a Sith Leia to my TikTok. I did an OC Twi'lek that I designed like a while ago in Adobe Illustrator and brought it to life. Senator Chuchi is my favorite at the moment. And my Lady Maul, that's what I call her.
And do you do what's outside of Star Wars as well, or just Star Wars cosplay?
Just Star Wars right now. I've thought about doing outside of Star Wars, but my TikTok is really, I made it just for Star Wars specifically. So maybe in the future I might do other fandoms.
That is so fantastic. That was the picture that I first saw, that I was absolutely amazed at your makeup and everything on this. What do people see? What do people say when they see you?
Well, when I posted that in the Star Wars Facebook group, a lot of people were like, that's the same person. They're saying I look just like her, which is a huge compliment.
Right.
I think if the makeup looks good, it makes the whole outfit look good, you know?
Right. And did you do that all yourself? Was that like in a mirror you were just, and then you took the photo?
Yeah.
Wow. That is absolutely amazing. That is beautiful work.
Thank you. It's really therapeutic, actually, just being able to zone out and create something like that.
Right.
Like my blue Twi'lek that I have, creating that, because I thought of that. It's an OC. So bringing that to life was just, I don't know, it heartfelt, I guess.
Right. So do you feel, okay, so I've had, as long as we're talking about cosplay and feelings, I've had some people that tell me like, you know, in their normal lives, they're really, really shy, you know what I mean? But then when they put on the costume, like they feel more like that character. They say they feel more themselves in costume because they're more confident than they do in their normal lives. Do you get any sense of that?
I definitely understand that. I didn't ever like know about that feeling until I got into this. But like when I put on the face paint and I'm embodying the character as much as I can, especially for TikTok, you have to act, you know?
Right.
So I never thought I would experience that, but yeah, I feel a lot more confident in some character makeup than I do being out and about in the real world.
Have you had a chance to go before quarantine to go? Because you said the Halloween costume was during quarantine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't had a chance to be in any cons or anything yet, have you?
No, not yet. I'm actually going to my first con in October, and I'm going to be meeting Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka.
Wow!
So that's perfect for me. I'm so excited.
Wow! Well, congratulations! I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm guessing we know what costume you're going to wear that day.
Well, actually, I actually made a post about it on my Ko-Fi of how I'm preparing for this con and how I'm deciding what outfit I'm going to do.
Right.
I actually don't think I'm going to be able to do Ahsoka because her costume, like season 3 through 5, is so elaborate, and I would really like to commission a lot of pieces for that instead of making it for myself. And I can't afford that right now. But I was thinking about starting a Rebel Legion approved Senator Chuchi. Since I love her so much, I would be awesome to wear a Rebel Legion approved costume to that con.
Woohoo! That would be very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yes. I'm working on a Carson Teva from Mandalorian right now. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I understand it is a big process. It's like being back in college. I have a checklist of stuff to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too, is print out all the rules, follow them step by step.
Right. Now, for you, is that something that's important to you? Some cosplayers, we've had people on here who were absolutely love being the budget cosplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
They reveled in the fact that they could go to Goodwill and find some pieces and put it together, and they don't care that they look exactly like the character, just as long as there's an approximation. Some people are on the other end. They're like, oh, no, I want to be 501st approved, or I want to be Mando Merc approved. What do you think is the difference, and where do you think you fall, like, on that spectrum?
Well, making everything has been really important to me. I don't know why. I think it's just maybe I've always been creative and artistic, and knowing that I have the ability to make a costume makes me want to, just finish it out myself instead of buying it, which it's totally fine if you want to buy your cosplays, or have them custom made so they are 501st or Rebel Legion approved. But I don't know. I think I fall maybe somewhere in the middle, but maybe more towards I really like homemade stuff. For sure.
Right. Do you ever talk to other people, or do you do this kind of by yourself, or do you have other friends that are? I know you said that you met people, through other groups online, but do you have people in your area so that you'd be like, oh, let's do a team cosplay or something?
I wish I did. I actually moved across the whole country last year, which is kind of like why I started this Ahsoka project during quarantine, is because I was moving and I didn't have anything else to do. But yeah, I never really had any in-person Star Wars friends, and I haven't had a chance to meet any in-person friends since I moved. But all the online friends I have been pretty awesome so far.
And is there anything that you that you would love to do, but you're feeling a little intimidated right now? Like, maybe I need to work up to that one.
It probably would be season 3 through 5 Ahsoka's outfit, because I love that outfit so much, and I've started on it and I've got a base for it, but it's really too intricate for me to tackle. Way too many pieces.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe you will get there. I am looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Thank you. Me too.
So is it obligatory, if you go up to a con, because I imagine every time there's an Anakin walking by, somebody's going to want you to stand next to Anakin and take a picture. Right.
Yeah, I think you have to, for sure. Absolutely.
I don't think you're going to have a choice on that one.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Well, Amelia, how would people find out more about? Ooh, wait, is that you?
That is me. Mhm.
So is this your Twilight that you were talking about?
No,
character?
this is actually a Mandalorian inspired Ahsoka from season 7. So you
Wow.
can see her season 7 belt and her bracers and everything, but I wanted to make her, a Mandalorian.
Right.
So yeah, I made the helmet and the Leiku coming out of the helmet and the armor and everything.
Well, is that out of foam?
Yeah, so everything is made out of foam except the chest pieces. I actually cut them out of a hollow mannequin. Yeah, because I was like, I do not want to attempt that shape on my own. I'm just gonna, get it out of
Right.
something that's already made that way.
All right. Hey, that's being resourceful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait. I'm sure you cannot wait to get out to the con scene and show these off. People are going to be absolutely amazed at your creations.
Thank you for saying that.
So yes, so where can people find out more or see more of your photos?
Oh yeah, so I TikTok is pretty much the only thing I'm on at the moment.
Okay.
But I did just start a Ko-Fi, which is a website where I can go more into detail about my costumes, what I'm working on, and the process behind them. Sometimes I'll post like new cosplays there before TikTok, so it's kind of like extra exclusive, But yeah, TikTok is the main thing. I post Star Wars stuff every single day and try not to skip out
Wow.
any day of the week. That's really important to me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. TikTok and Ko-Fi, and I do have a Redbubble where I make art for fun, but I'm not really active there.
So wait, so you were literally putting on a different costume every day and doing some kind of a TikTok shot?
No, on TikTok you can like make videos ahead of time and save them in your drafts.
Oh, okay.
Like when I paint myself blue, I film a bunch, so I don't have to paint myself blue every day.
Okay, I was like, wow, that is absolute dedication.
I can't do that.
See, man, and see, I would have thought I would have been over here like, oh my god, she does this every single day. Check this out.
Yeah, I have friends that actually do that. They don't like to film ahead of time. They actually paint themselves blue every day, but whatever works for them.
Hey, man, that's whatever keeps the blue paint company in business.
Right. Yeah.
Amelia, I want to thank you for being on with us tonight. Hopefully, I will bump into you on the con circuit, but I will make sure to hug you from a distance so I don't mess up the makeup.
Right on.
Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to tell people in as you sign out here?
I'm just so happy to be here and so thankful for all of my online friends I got because I started TikTok. I actually just hit 10K yesterday, which is a big milestone for me. So I have 10,000 friends that want to talk about Star Wars with me.
Yay!
And that's all I could ever want. And thank you guys for doing what you do, and thank you for having me.
Oh no, thank you, and I'm excited to see all your new creations and the eventual creation of the Ahsoka costume. You will do it. I have faith in you.
Thanks for rooting for me.
All right, Amelia, you have a beautiful night.
Adios.
Peace.
Wow,
dude, could you do makeup all day like that?
No, absolutely not.
When I wear a mask, I start sweating, and then it gets in my eyes, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot imagine having makeup on my entire face all day long.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why I'm going Mando with fans in the helmet, everything.
Right. Yes, we'll talk about all those little advantages.
Right.
All right. So, hey, I do want to say, to Phoenix, we hope that you are feeling better. She did have a little emergency, so we hope you're watching and feeling better, and we will see you back with us next week. Ezra will be back with us next week as well, right? We still got some time with you.
Yeah. You have until June 21st. So
until June 21st. All right, y'all. So that is pretty much it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. And even though we started late, we're ending just about on time. So peace. We will see you all next Friday, and we will be on time. Whatever these technical issues are, I'm gonna kill someone if we don't get it worked out.
Yeah, same.
All right, peace, y'all.